Well, brightest regards, wise ones, and welcome to my show. I'm Lady Leeanna, and this, of course, is Witchcraft, Wicca, Eclectic Spirituality. And I am feeling so vibrant, full of life and energy today, ready to fulfill new ambitions, take life by the horns, and do something, well, lively. Live again on all the different branches of life once more, whether it's love, making videos for YouTube, getting back to making new friends, running, going, and doing. I feel so full of life and energy, and it's weird because, well, today the moon is at 0%. It is back in the womb of the goddess, ready to be rebirthed again tomorrow so that it can begin growing once more. And that's the way I like to look at things. This moon right now is in the womb of the goddess and being given life to. It's growing, ready to grow out in the eyes of the people once more tomorrow. That is how I like to look at it. But I have been repressed for so long, whether it was through the chemotherapy and radiation I had endured through my fights and battles with cancer 8 years ago, which, by the way, afflicted me for the past 8 years with all of its ill and negative effects, or the breakup that I had endured with my husband, and most of you have met him here on the show on live streams, Austin, who I went through the breakup with 2 years ago and have been trying to come back from depression on. Well, regardless of what part of it has been holding me back or the fact that all of it did, I am ready to start new and fresh. And I'm finding a lot of people as I watch videos on this and hear other people talking, they're asking themselves, do I have a right to start new and fresh, to want to live again, to love again and find somebody new, to do everything that young people do? And the answer to that is, yeah, of course you do have a right to all of that. And it doesn't matter who you were or what you've endured, what all you've had to fight in the past. What matters is, and you need to ask yourself this question here today, are you still alive? Are you still able to get around or live or interact or do anything, rather than being vegetation? I mean, are you? Because if the answer to that is yes, you're able to do all of that, then you have a right to all that life has to offer. And all of these things, last time I checked, are still being issued freely and lightheartedly. You just got to get out there and want to do it. Well, like so many others, I've had a lot on my plate in the past. I've come through many different trains, and, I have met with depression. I've come back from it. I've met with what I feared was chemo-brain, and I've battled as to whether what I was dealing with was chemo-brain or if it was introversy brought on by my past relationship. I guess in that regard, what recently was a part of what was going on with me was important, but it's really not that important today. The fact of the matter is yeah, both of those things are probably the truth. I probably had that relationship push away all the people that I knew and loved and ended up with no friends because of it. Also, I ended up going through chemotherapy and radiation and sat like a vegetable for almost 8 years, and all of the effects of chemo and radiation kept me bound to the house and to different concepts of that for that amount of time. And so, yeah, all of that is true, and it did afflict me up to very recently. But that's not what you focus on, is it? It's not what's important here. It's not how you want to title yourself at this point in time. It's not how you want to shackle yourself down in the future. So, yes, you have a right to a new beginning, a fresh start, especially if you have gone through all of that and basically died and then came back, regardless of what it is that you went through. Whatever it is that you had to put to sleep, had to kill off within you and start over from, right? Whatever it is, you have a right to come back from the ashes of what was your life and to begin now and start fresh and new. Find new and exciting things that make you feel good about you. Because, well, as long as you're still alive, and this is the one thing that proves that you do have a right. That one thing being that you've still got to live and exist here. You're still alive and have to get by day to day, and you're still expected to do all the various different things that you ever had to do in the past. If that's the case, that for one thing proves that you're still alive, and for another thing says that you're entitled to everything and anything that life has to offer, because nobody can expect that you exist here and with nothing that would add to your life whatsoever. And so there, I've not only talked about the situation, but proven it. So what will you do today? That's the important factor. Well, for one thing, I hadn't practiced my spiritual pathway for a good while. I actually had it all in my trunk, didn't make my videos based on it for a long time, didn't bring out my tools and work at my altar for a long time. I let myself be bogged down with all of those negative effects, those feelings of being sick, those depressions of being heartbroken and thrown away. All of that, I let myself be put into a box, myself. I was inside the witchy trunk. No, my tools were inside the witchy trunk. And so I had nothing for a long period of time because of everything I was made to feel, everything that I let myself feel as I let myself be the victim, as I allowed myself to be that one person that was not entitled to the same thing everybody else was. And that's just not so. It's not true. And even I knew that, but I allowed myself to feel that. And that's not right. That's me harnessing myself and being in charge of my own life. And regardless of what anything or anybody else had made me feel or state that anything and everybody or anybody allowed me to be within, it's not today that case. And if I do allow myself to go forward and in that mode to where I'm allowing all of that back there to keep me in the trunk per se, then that's my fault, right? And so I would be harnessing my own life, and there's nobody else that's in charge of that but me, which makes it all my own fault. So yes, I had felt that this had happened, I blamed this person that, and to some degree it might have been the case back then, but it isn't so. So where will I go with it now? Well, for one thing, I don't know how I feel about love at this point in time. I really, think that it's okay. I'm okay with it if it should happen. And it might. And I'm not going to prevent it from happening should I feel something that tugs at me, that kind of pulls me into that stream of that stream of life, that bracket of life that I might want to embark on. I'm not angry against it. I'm not hesitant in it even, really. I might be a little hesitant in it. Okay, so you see, I'm kind of like caught in between of everything, right? But I'm not against it. I'm not soured on it. And yeah, I do think that at a point I'm going to want this back in my life. You're going to have to forgive this train that's going by. The camera's going to shake like crazy. I'm going to rattle you around, and you might very well be seasick by the time I'm done here. But, I might want to, go down that stream. I think that it would be attractive to me. Yeah, I do. But also making my videos are attractive to me. Getting back into my witchdom, everything that I always have been, because You know, although I feared that I may have had chemo-brain, I don't think that I do. I think that it was put in a box. I think that other people or other things might have prohibited it from coming out. You know, I might be a little more awkward in talking to you guys on the video camera than what I was before. But then again, I'm kind of finding myself more comfortable, confident, laid back, and jokative than what I ever have been in the past. And that's a good thing, right? Being at one with you guys. I loved it. I love it today, and I will love it tomorrow. This is my pact. This is what I aim to do, because this is a part of me that has never really faded, although I had thought that it was. But I'm not going to let that go. I'm not going to let it go with that. And you know, within our spiritual pathway may emerge new friends, you know, that come around me because they did before, that had come from my videos, and meeting new people out in the witchy communities that surround me. I'm only 45 minutes from Houston, which is only the 4th largest city in the United States. And so that is definitely an option. And I'm not entirely, you know, obsolete to the people from my past. I do have some friends back there, although everybody is being kind of folded up into their jobs for the moment and having to do what, you know, living in the real world kind of bestows upon us. Lightheartedly, but bestows it upon us. You know, and we've got to do what we've got to do. But I love what I do. I love all that I am and have been in the past. And I did let everything play over me for a good while and make me become more of what I am not than what I am. And I'm just reaching out from the mosh pit of all that is putrid and gross, you know, to find me again and find life and take that breath of fresh air again from that bubbling cauldron of mosh and green grotesqueness of negative life, right? And chemicals and toxic relationships and just living again and finding zest and zeal. And I'm getting there. I will get there, and I will land on my feet, and I will be at one with you guys, and you guys will be along with me on this ride. You know, as we reach back through all that is pagan on whatever pathway and embark on new things together as we go and build this community once more to what it was. And believe it or not, this community even grew well past when I quit making videos, because I had stopped making videos when I was at 6.1 thousand subscribers at that point in time. And then while I was away, it had gotten up to 12,000 subscribers there for a while. And because I kept on with that, not doing anything, it reached back down to 9,800 and something subscribers that it is today. And so, yes, we've thrived and continued on, although throughout all of my disappearances and all of that while battling the different aspects of negative life. So we're going to go forward and thrive today, onward, re-beginning, doing things new, and trying to breathe some life into it, because that's what I love, and I'm sure you guys do too. Do I have a right to start over again? Yes, I do, and I want to. I long for that. I really do want to set my goals, put my life in organizational order, and start just brainstorming with you guys. So if you guys have any ideas on what you would like to see in new videos to come, by all means, do put it back on my plate. Let me know in the discussion boards below the video, because that's part of what I battle with in myself on, you know, this whole brain fog thing. It's not really brain fog thing. It's more, you know, where do I want to go from here? What do the people want to know about? That's what I wrestle with the biggest, right? So just let me know where you're at, what you would like to see here, what you would like for us to talk about. And I want to get back to a point where we're doing live streams again. Coffee with Lady Leeanna. Do you remember that? I loved it. So, just talk to me, you guys. I want to hear from you, and I'll be sure and talk to you also. All right? Take care of yourself, and brightest regards. I love you guys, and I am ready for us to take off with life, okay? Bye-bye, and merry part.